Welcome to Journeys with My Body, your go-to podcast for uncovering the hidden stories of aging, health, and pregnancy. I'm your host, Heidi, and together, let's explore the inherent intelligence our bodies hold. In each episode, we'll offer practical wisdom and expert insights to help you honor and navigate your unique path. Join me as we embrace the beauty and resilience within, one heartfelt story at a time. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Journeys with My Body. Today, we're tackling a topic that's both deeply personal and universally relatable: the silent toll of negative self-talk. Now, if you're anything like me, you've had those days where the mirror feels like an enemy and your inner dialogue could use a serious makeover. But what if I told you that this constant self-criticism and body judgment isn't just a nuisance? It's actually taking a significant toll on your physical well-being. Sounds a bit heavy, and it is. But fear not, because today we'll explore this together, and most importantly, we'll discuss strategies to break free from this harmful cycle. Let's start with this. Picture a young woman, let's call her Sarah. She wakes up every morning and her first thought is dread. She looks in the mirror and the negative self-talk begins. Why am I so fat? Why can't I look like those Instagram models? This inner critic follows her throughout her day, chipping away at her confidence, sapping her energy, and even affecting her physical health. Sarah's story is one many of us can relate to, but what's really happening here? Negative self-talk is more than just a mental burden. It's a stressor that triggers a cascade of physiological responses. And when you constantly criticize yourself, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. Elevated cortisol levels over time can lead to a host of issues: weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, weakened immune function, and even heart disease. Yes, that seemingly harmless habit of putting yourself down is doing real physical damage. So let's ask the question, why do we do this to ourselves? These thoughts may seem like they're protecting us, pushing us to be better, but in reality, they're slowly chipping away at our self-esteem and ability to love and accept ourselves just as we are. It's important to understand that many negative beliefs and self-talk patterns are not entirely our own. They're often inherited from our families, our communities, and even our society at large. These beliefs can be passed down from generation to generation, like invisible heirlooms that shape our perceptions and experiences. We absorb these beliefs, often without even realizing it, and they become the lens through which we see ourselves and the world around us. The more widespread a belief is, the more powerful it becomes. When millions of people share the same negative beliefs about body image and self-worth, success, those beliefs gain a kind of collective momentum that can be incredibly difficult to overcome. Think about this: family gatherings, right? There's nothing quite like coming together with your loved ones during the holidays, only to find yourself trapped in a never-ending cycle of complaints and commiseration about everyone's physical ailments. I know you've been there. It's like a twisted version of a support group where instead of lifting each other up, you're all dragging each other down into a pit of negative self-talk and shared misery. Oh, my knees are acting up again. I can barely make it up the stairs without feeling like I've run a marathon. Tell me about it. My back has been killing me for weeks. I can't even bend down to pick up the remote without groaning like a rusty hinge. Well, at least you're not dealing with these constant headaches. I feel like my head is in a vice grip 24/7. It's like a twisted game of one-upmanship, where the goal is to see who can paint the most vivid picture of their physical woes. And heaven forbid you try to interject with something positive or uplifting. You'll be met with the chorus of, "Oh, it's easy for you to say, and just wait until you're my age." It's enough to make you want to sneak off to the kids' table. At least there, the conversation revolves around cartoon characters and candy rather than creaky joints and chronic pain. But hey, at least you're all together, right? One big, happy, dysfunctional family united in your shared love of complaining about your bodies. It's the stuff Norman Rockwell paintings are made of, if Norman Rockwell had a twisted sense of humor. The longer we hold on to these negative beliefs, the more entrenched they become. We invest so much time and energy into believing these things about ourselves that letting go of them can feel like losing a part of our identity, even when we know they're not serving us. I recently read about how our biological age can be very different from our chronological age. It's fascinating to think about how our lifestyle choices and mental attitudes can impact how our bodies age. When we engage in behaviors that wear down our bodies, like substance abuse, poor nutrition, or chronic stress, we're essentially accelerating the aging process. It's like we're hitting the fast forward button in our lives, and before we know it, we're feeling and looking much older than our actual years. But here's the good news. Just as negative beliefs can be passed down and reinforced over time, so can positive ones. We have the power to break free from the patterns of self-criticism and judgment handed down to us and cultivate a new way of relating to ourselves and our bodies. We can change the narrative and choose beliefs that support our body's natural healing processes. When we catch ourselves engaging in negative self-talk, like criticizing our appearance or berating ourselves for our perceived flaws, we can gently redirect our thoughts to a more compassionate place. We can remind ourselves that our bodies are incredible, resilient, and worthy of love and respect, no matter our age or physical condition. The first step in breaking free from negative self-talk is recognizing that these beliefs are not fixed truths. I know we've been taught to believe they are, but in reality, they're stories that we've been told and stories we've learned to tell ourselves. But we can choose to tell a different story, and let's choose one that's rooted in self-compassion, acceptance, and respect for our inherent worth as human beings. It's not always easy, and it's not always comfortable. Challenging long-held beliefs and patterns of negative self-talk requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to step into the unknown. But with each small act of self-love and each moment of self-acceptance, we begin to chip away at the power of those negative beliefs and create a space for a new, more empowering narrative to take hold. So let's talk about some of the ways we can shift these patterns and negative self-talk. One powerful method is to practice gratitude and appreciation for our bodies just as they are. I once had a friend who confided in me about how that morning she had been scolding her body for not being more flexible or meeting her expectations. It was really unsettling for me to hear because she had always seemed capable and adept at all of her physical activities. And in her younger years, she had been an energy healer, someone deeply in tune with what her body's energies and needs were. Yet here she was berating her body as if it was like an unruly child. And as our conversation unfolded, I discovered this was a regular habit for her. Tragically, this same friend was later diagnosed with ALS and passed away. It felt to me, as I perceived it, that her body, constantly criticized and chastised, had finally rebelled with the disease. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the profound impact our words and attitudes can have on our physical well-being. Reflecting on my friend's journey, I'm clear how crucial it is to treat our bodies with kindness and respect. This brings us back to the powerful practice of body gratitude, where we begin each day by speaking to our bodies like a cherished friend. A gratitude practice is one of the most powerful ways to begin shifting our relationship with our bodies and begin hearing what our bodies are trying to tell us. This isn't about making a mental list of things we appreciate about our bodies. It's about actually speaking to our bodies as we would to a dear friend and express heartfelt thanks and love. Starting a practice where we actually talk to our bodies as a friend is a powerful first step in opening a meaningful dialogue with ourselves. When we express appreciation for our bodies, we begin to foster a sense of respect and kindness that's often missing in our daily lives. By acknowledging our bodies for their strength, resilience, and the countless functions they perform, we create a positive feedback loop that nurtures self-love and acceptance. This practice not only helps to quiet the negative self-talk, but it also tunes us into the subtle messages our bodies send us. By fostering a mindset of gratitude and appreciation for our bodies, we create an internal environment that fosters rejuvenation and vitality. We start to make choices that align with our values of self-care and nourishment rather than self-destruction and neglect. And as we continue to honor and cooperate with our body's innate wisdom, we may just find that we're defying the conventional notions of aging and living with a youthful spirit that transcends the number of candles on our birthday cake. So let's start today. Take a moment to place your hands on your heart or any part of your body that feels right to you, and speak to it as you would a beloved friend. Say thank you, say I'm listening, say I love you, and know that this simple act of gratitude and connection is planting a seed of positive change that will continue to grow and flourish as we delve deeper into the beautiful, complex relationship between our minds and our bodies. You can do this all day long. Anytime you think of it, just put your hand over your heart and start thanking your body. Thank you, body. Thank you for everything you're doing for me. Thank you. As we continue this journey in upcoming episodes, we'll delve deeper into how this dialogue can reveal profound insights about our physical and emotional well-being, guiding us toward a more harmonious and connected life. So let's challenge those limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering affirmations. Let's treat our bodies with the love and respect they deserve, knowing that every choice we make is an opportunity to support our healing and longevity. Together, we can rewrite the script on aging and embrace a life of vitality, joy, and endless possibility. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a little exercise in addition to the one we just did. This week, commit to catching at least one negative thought per day and reframing it. It might feel challenging at first, but I promise it gets easier. And remember to celebrate your successes, no matter how small. To end today's episode, I want to share a quote from the inspirational Salma Hayek. People often say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I say that the most liberating thing about beauty is realizing you are the beholder. Let that sink in. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Journeys with My Body. If you found today's discussion helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might benefit from hearing this message. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels empowered to love and respect their bodies. This is Journeys with My Body.